All right, let's now answer this question here. And we're going to spend a bit of time just understanding what this question is asking of us. So I might not necessarily be modeling the best exam practice here because you should already understand these things, but I also want to use these videos as an opportunity to explain ideas. So just know that, I'm not going to be answering this the quickest way possible. I'm really going to be explaining what it is that we're doing. Okay, so it says in 1910, 110 riders started the race and 41 of these riders finished the race. Determine the prediction error, the residual, if the least squared line had been used to predict the number of finishes in 1910. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So what exactly is this saying to us? Well, remember, we know that my response variable is the number of finishes. So let's go finishes, and my explanatory variable is the number of starters. Starts. What we've been told is that in 1910, we had 110 riders and 41 of these riders finished the race. So I'm going to put here 110, and then I'm going to put here 41. That is my actual data point. Okay, 110, 41. It's an actual data point. All right, that's important. That's the actual data point. But now what we need to figure out is determine the prediction error if the least squared line had been used to predict the number of finishes in 1910. So if we were to use 110 in our least squared regression line, what would the predicted number of finishes be? So in other words, and I'll write this out over here, if I went my finishes is going to be equal to, now I need to look at my least squared regression line, it's going to be negative 3.384 plus 0.3648 times by my number of starters, okay? Now I know that, we've got 110 riders start, so we could come here, we'll go 110. So I'm plugging that in, and now I'm going to figure out what is the number of finishes going to be if I was to plug that in. So I'm going to go negative 3.384 plus 0.3648 times by 110. All right. So that means the number of finishes is going to be 36.744. So if I put in 110, my predicted over here, so my predicted will be 36.744. That is the point on the least square regression line. It's the predicted value. What I want to figure out is the residual. So that is the error. The residual is the distance between the actual and the predicted. All right. So we could come here and I could say that my residual is going to be equal to my actual data point, which is 41, subtracted by my predicted data point, which is 36.744. So I would come over here and I would go 41 minus 36.744, and that's going to leave me with 4.256. It says round your answer to the nearest whole number. Therefore, the residual is going to be equal to 4, because that's my nearest whole number, 4. Now, obviously, all of this right here, all of that, you would not show. This is what we care about. But I've shown you this just so you understand what it is that we're doing. So if we look over here now, you can see that my answer is, why is OneNote hating me today so much? What are you doing, OneNote? My answer is 4. All right, and that is it. The answer is 4. Yeah, I'm really hating OneNote today. It's not letting, see how like my cursor, normally it's got a red thing around it, but today it's just not working. That's right. These are my worries. That's 4. Hopefully you found that helpful.